Dominate delay starting now. You have carried delay like a shadow your entire life. It follows you into every plan, every ambition, every dream. It sits beside you when you know what you need to do, whispering reasons to wait, excuses to stall, invitations to stay exactly where you are. Delay is not a harmless habit. Delay is a destroyer. Delay is the silent partner of failure. Delay is the loyal bodyguard of mediocrity. And today you declare war on it. Today you dominate delay starting now. Delay has robbed you long enough. It stole opportunities you should have taken. It stole progress you should have made. It stole momentum you should have built. You think you're behind in life because you didn't have chances. No, you're behind because the chances came and you delayed. You waited, hesitated, paused, reconsidered, overthought, postponed. Delay swallowed the windows of opportunity and left you with regret disguised as logic. You need to understand exactly what delay is. It is the negotiation between you and your weakness. It is the endless conversation you have with the softer part of yourself, the part that wants comfort, not growth, convenience, not discipline, short-term ease, not long-term victory. Delay is your enemy because it feels like safety while it destroys your future. And the truth is brutal. Every time you delay, you weaken your identity. You weaken your confidence. You weaken your discipline. Delay teaches your brain that you don't follow your own commands. Delay trains you to be unreliable to yourself. Delay slowly convinces you that you are incapable, when the real problem is that you refuse to act when action matters. You want to feel powerful? Then stop delaying. You want to feel unstoppable? Then stop delaying. You want to rebuild confidence? Then stop delaying. Confidence comes from doing the things you tell yourself you will do. Delay breaks that bond. Action strengthens it. You have spent years waiting for the perfect moment, yet not once has the perfect moment arrived. How many times has delay disguised itself as preparation? Let me think about it. Let me organize first. Let me wait until I feel more ready. You will never feel ready. Action creates readiness. Nothing else does. Delay is the lie. Action is the truth. From now on, your rule is simple. The moment you know what needs to be done, you act. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't ask for permission. You don't check your mood. You move. Because every second you hesitate is another second delay rewires your mind to lose. Think about the life you want. Everything you want. Strength, stability, confidence, success, power lives on the other side of immediate action. The life you have right now, that's what delay built. The life you could have, that's what action builds. You cannot keep living inside the gap between intention and execution. That gap is where dreams die. That gap is where potential rots. That gap is where delay wins. You must eliminate that gap completely. You must become the type of person who moves the moment you decide. Delay thrives on feelings. It needs you to be emotional. It needs you to wait for motivation. It needs you to crave comfort. Actions don't come from feelings. Actions come from responsibility, from commitment, from the decision to stop letting the weaker version of yourself call the shots. Ask yourself right now, how many goals have you postponed into oblivion? How many ideas have you buried under hesitation? How many times did you know the next step but refused to take it because delay told you later, and later became never? That pattern ends today. This is the moment you get aggressive with yourself. This is the moment you cut off the habit that has been holding your life hostage. Delay is the enemy. You dominate the enemy by removing its oxygen, hesitation. From this moment on, there is no hesitation. There is only initiation. You start the workout. You start the task. You start the project. You start the call. You start the plan. You stop giving delay the power to talk you out of your own life. Most people lose not because they are weak, but because they give delay too much authority. They let minutes become hours. Hours become days. Days become weeks. Success demands urgency. Discipline demands immediacy. Growth demands movement. You want to separate yourself from the average? Then destroy delay. Average people delay everything. High performers delay nothing. And listen carefully. Delay is not accidental. Delay is strategic. It's the strategy your weakness uses to stay alive. It knows that if you act, it dies. It knows that if you execute, it loses power. It knows that if you move quickly, it cannot slow you down. So it creates doubt. It creates fake logic. It creates a false sense of caution. It creates the illusion of not the right time. Delay is a master manipulator. You break it by acting faster than it can speak. That is how domination begins. Mid-video pattern break. If you don't act immediately after hearing this, delay wins again. This is where people fall back. This is where the cycle repeats. This is where intentions die. And this is where you must break the pattern violently. Immediate action is the weapon. Hesitation is the target. Every time you act quickly, you weaken delay. Every time you hesitate, delay tightens its grip. Starting right now, speed becomes your identity. Not rushed, not sloppy, just decisive. You don't wait for motivation. You don't crave comfort. You don't chase the perfect mood. You execute. You become the kind of person who moves before their mind can interfere. And when delay rises again, and it will, you strike it instantly. When delay says, "I'm tired," you act anyway. When delay says, "Do it later," you do it now. When delay says, "It's not the right moment," you create the right moment through action. When delay says, "I don't feel like it," you dominate your feelings with discipline. This is not about being superhuman. It's about refusing to be controlled by weakness. Your life changes the moment you stop negotiating with your own excuses. Domination is built through repetition. Every time you act fast, you train yourself to become unstoppable. Every time you kill delay, you strengthen the part of you that wins. And when this becomes habit, when action becomes automatic, your life transforms. Imagine the power of a single week with no delay. Imagine the progress. Imagine the momentum. Imagine the confidence. Imagine how different you would feel by the end of it. That is what you're missing every time you hesitate. That is the cost of delay. You cannot afford that cost anymore. From this moment forward, you live by one rule. If it needs to be done, you start now. That rule will rebuild your identity. That rule will reshape your discipline. That rule will make you the type of person who finishes everything they start. Delay will scream. Delay will fight. Delay will claw for survival. Let it. You destroy it with movement. And when you dominate delay, you dominate the week. When you dominate the week, you dominate the month. When you dominate the month, you dominate the year. When you dominate the year, you dominate your life. It all begins with the next action. Decisive closing, CTA. Do the task you've been delaying. Right now. Not later. Not tonight. Now. Dominate delay by acting before it has a chance to speak.